Hello world, how y'all doing? Alright, it's your boy Mr. Wilson checking in. Got a pretty interesting topic today. I happen to be on an application by the name of Periscope today. And the reason why I was on there was because I'm always looking at what's happening in the production world. And Machine Masters happened to say that they were hosting a webinar today. It was with a guy named Jay Elliott. Shout out to him, by the way. Real cool guy. He was showcasing some of his tracks and giving out some techniques for, mixing and mastering and stuff like that. And it was very interesting. And while being on there and commenting and stuff like that, I got a chance to meet some pretty cool cats. One in particular by the name of M. Dot the Super. So we got on a discussion about perceived loudness. And M. Dot had asked me, what exactly is it? The best answer that I can give you, M. Dot, is that I don't know exactly what it is. All I know is what it sounds like. And I take no credit for this technique at all. I actually happened to learn it through Ill Mind. Shout out to Ill Mind, man, one of the dopest producers out there. But I have one of his videos about how to make your drums fatter. And this technique really works. So just follow along with me and I'll coach you through it. So the plugin that I'm going to be using is called Decimort. So I got a track that I worked on not too long ago, unfinished, but still dope as hell. So here we go. This is what it sounds like. Alright, so pretty dope. The drums actually sound pretty good as is, but sometimes, you can give it some extra oomph, if it's not hitting in the mix the way you want it to. So I'm going to go ahead and solo my kick and my snare out. Alright, cool. Pretty basic, right? So here's my kick. I'm going to solo that out. So pay attention over here in the meter where it's hitting at. I usually like to keep my kicks around -6. It's a good place, to have it at, so it's not jumping so much in the mix to where it's, getting my overall level to clipping. That's just my thing. I know a lot of other people like to go like -3, but just to make sure I'm clear, I always like to stay in the -6 range. All right. Yep. So we're hitting about -6, right? Boom. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my Decimort in, all right? When you first load up Decimort, it's going to come up with a preset for the MPC60. Now, this is the preset that I actually use because it sounds very, very warm. But you got to tweak the parameters a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the output volume, and we're going to crank that out to 0 dB because I don't want anything to be happening to the actual signal at the moment. And now here's the goal right here, the preamp. You want to crank that preamp all the way down. So as of right now, it's going to be the same exact kick that you heard just a minute ago. -6, nothing special at all. Now watch what happens when I start cranking up this preamp right here. All right, you hear something starting to happen. You don't want to go too drastic. That's kind of crazy. Bring it back down. All right, that sounds about right. All right. So as you notice, my kick is, exceeding that limit that I wanted to stay at, which was -6. I think it's hitting about maybe 5-ish, something like that. Maybe -4. So what you want to do to compensate that is you want to bring your output volume back down. All right. So we're there, right? So what I'm going to do is bypass this so you can hear what it sounded like before, and then you can hear what it sounded like after, because it's a very subtle difference, but it makes a big, big difference when it comes to your mix. Okay. So check it out. Bypass. You hear that? No weight, right? Unbypass. Look at my meters. Nothing has changed in my metering. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed in my metering at all, okay? But it's giving the kick a different character. It's adding some type of subharmonic in it that just makes it sound like it's a bit more loud than it really is. It's an illusion. It's all a trick with your ears, okay? So we can do the same thing with the snare. So let's go to the snare and, experiment with that, all right? All right, so the snare is hitting about -8. which is cool because I like to keep my snares a little bit below my kick because I want my kick to shine through the mix, more than anything. Sometimes I might have the snare, on the same level as the kick, but for this track, I liked it a little bit lower than the kick because I wanted that kick to stand out a little bit. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do the same thing with the snare. Okay, gonna bring this decimoid in there. Boom. Bypass that. All right, we're gonna bring this up to 0 dB. Bring the preamp down. Okay, so we're about at the same level right now, right? So I'm gonna just bypass it. Unbypass it. Boom. Okay, we're about the same level right now. So now we're gonna make the goal happen. All right. So here we go. We're gonna crank this preamp up. So, get some weight out of this snare. All right, here we go. We can probably push it. Okay. Different character. That's too much. I'm liking the way it sounds midway. We're still a little bit too loud. That's above where I want it to be at. So we're going to bring it right back down to where I want it to be at, okay? Bring it down some more. Down some more. Up a little bit. Okay, that's about right. All right, so let's bypass it. Very subtle. Very, very subtle. Sometimes it'll be a big difference. Sometimes it'll be very subtle, but these little enhancements can bring your mix to the next level. Okay, so just remember, it doesn't always have to be the biggest change. You know what I mean? But as long as you're getting that subtle difference, it can really help. In translation with the rest of the mix. All right. So boom, we're gonna turn it back on. All right. Bypass. Unbypass. Sounds really good, okay? So this is the technique right here. This is what's going to get your drums to cut through the mix. Now you can do a lot more with your drums. You can add R-bass, and R-bass is a hell of a plug-in to just add some extra weight to a lot of your sounds, give it some more, more of a bottom end. I do that with snares. I do that with kicks as well. But for demonstration purposes and for time, I want to make sure you guys get the basics of how to do this with one simple plug-in, okay? But yeah, I hope you guys learned something, man. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at I'm Mr. Wilson. So I is in igloo, M is in Mary, M is in microphone, RWILSON. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Periscope. Man, if you guys have any questions, any tutorials you want to see, whether it be mixing or just, playing beats or whatever, let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is Mr. Wilson signing off, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace.